ॐ गणानां गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पता न शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदान्त विद्यास्थानेभ्यः च सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे सुखतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। We'll read the sutras. Please read from 129. प्रकृतिश्च प्रतिज्ञा दृष्टान्त अनुपरोधा अभिध्योपदेशाच्च साक्षाच्चोभयां नाना आत्मकृतेः परिणामाद् योनिश्च हि गीयते। Again, प्रकृतिश्च प्रतिज्ञा दृष्टान्तानुपरोधा। Page 434, second paragraph. एवं प्राप्ते ब्रूमः प्रकृतिः च उपादान कारणं च ब्रह्माप्युपगन्तव्यम् निमित्त कारणं च न केवलं निमित्त कारणम् एव। कस्मात् प्रतिज्ञा दृष्टान्तानुपरोधा। एवं प्रतिज्ञा दृष्टान्तौ श्रौतौ नोपरुद्येते प्रतिज्ञा तावत् उत तमादेशम् अप्राक्ष्यः येनाश्रुतं श्रुतं भवति अमतं मतम् अविज्ञातं विज्ञातम् इति तत्र चैकेन विज्ञातेन सर्वम् अन्यद् अविज्ञातम् अपि विज्ञातं भवतीति प्रतीयते। तच्च उपादान कारण विज्ञाने सर्व विज्ञानं संभवति उपादान कारण अव्यतिरेकात् कार्यस्य निमित्त कारण अव्यतिरेकस्तु कार्यस्य नास्ति लोके तत्क्षणः प्रासाद व्यतिरेक दर्शनात् दृष्टान्तोपि यथा सौम्य एकेन मृत्पिण्डेन सर्वं मृण्मयं विज्ञातं स्यात् वाचारम्भणं विकारो नामधेयम् मृत्तिका इति एव सत्यम् इत्युपादान कारण गोचर एवं नायते तथा एकेन लोहमणिना सर्वं लोहमयं विज्ञातं स्यात् एकेन नखनिकृन्तनेन सर्वं कार्ष्णायसं विज्ञातं स्यात् इति च तथा अन्यत्रापि कस्मिन्नो भगवो विज्ञाते सर्वमिदं विज्ञातं भवति इति प्रतिज्ञा यथा पृथिव्याम् ओषधयः सम्भवन्ति इति दृष्टान्तः अथा आत्मनि खलु हरे दृष्टे श्रुते मते विज्ञाते इदं सर्वं विदितम् इति प्रतिज्ञा स यथा दुन्दुभेः हन्यमानस्य न बाह्यान् शब्दान् शक्नुयात् ग्रहणाय दुन्दुभेस्तु ग्रहणेन दुन्दुभ्याघातस्य वा शब्दो गृहीतः इति दृष्टान्तः एवं यथा संभवम् प्रतिवेदान्तम् प्रतिज्ञा दृष्टांत प्रकृतित्व साधनौ प्रत्येतव्यौ प्रकृतत्व साधनौ प्रत्येतव्यौ यत इतीयं पंचमी यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते इत्यत्र जनिर्कर्तुः प्रकृतिः इति विशेषस्मरणात् प्रकृते लक्षण एवापादाने द्रष्टव्या निमित्तत्वं तु अधिष्ठानत्रन्तराभावात् अधिगन्तव्यम् यथा हि लोके मृत्सुवर्णादिकम् उपादान कारणम् कुलाल सुवर्णकारादीन् अधिष्ठात्रनपेक्ष्य प्रवर्तते नैवं ब्रह्मणः उपादान कारणस्य सतः अन्योदिष्ठातापेक्षवस्ति प्रागुत्पत्तेः एकम् एव अद्वितीयम् इति अवधारणाम् अधिष्ठात्रन्तराभावोऽपि प्रतिज्ञादृष्टान्तानुपरोधाद् एव प्रतिज्ञादृष्टान्त अनुपरोधात् एव उदितो वेदितव्यः अधिष्ठातरिः उपादानात् अन्यस्मिन् अभ्युपगम्यमाने पुनः अपि एकविज्ञानेन सर्वविज्ञानस्य असंभवात् प्रतिज्ञादृष्टान्तोपरोध एव स्यात् तस्मात् अधिष्ठानत्रन्तराभावात् आत्मनः कर्तृत्वम् उपादानान्तराभावात् प्रकृतित्वम् कुतश्च आत्मनः कर्तृत्व प्रकृतितत्वे we were in this Prakriti Adhikaran, the sutra. There are 5 sutras in this Adhikaran. And we were seeing the first out of the 5 sutras. The sutra is Prakritischa Pratigya Drishtanta Anuparodhat. And how we had built on the topic yesterday. This is the penultimate sutra, Adhikaran of the first chapter. And the first chapter, which is called Samanvayadhyaya. In this Samanvayadhyaya, what is the main theme? The main theme is to tell that the Brahman is the Pratipadya of all Upanishads. Pratipad means propounded. What is propounded? Brahman alone propounded in all the Upanishads. So, why it is propounded? For Brahmagyan. Why Brahmagyan is there? For moksha. So, moksha is possible by Brahmagyan. Brahmagyan is possible by Upanishad. Only. Because one praman only can be for one prameya. It should be anadikatam, like eyes alone are the praman for the forms. All other is a guesswork. You can have the element of doubt. And this Samanvaya Adhyaya starts. First sutra is not that is the introduction sutra of Brahma Sutra Dhatu Brahma Jigyasa. The actual sutra is from the second sutra, which is called Janmadhyasya Yataha. In that sutra, Brahman is mentioned as the Upadana Karan. Yesterday, we were discussing about Nimitta Karan and the Upadana Karan. And in that discussion, we had seen why it is important to propound Brahman as the Upadana Karan. And to wind up the first chapter, like when you wind up a topic, you again reiterate the main point at the end. This is called Upakram Upsamharo, oneness of beginning point and the end point. So what you are saying in that, he is in this sutra. This is sutra number 129. In this sutra, he means Vedyas Bhagavan. He is saying how Brahman is the Upadana Karan once more. Although he will say he is the Nimitta Karan in this Adhikaran, but main focus is to tell Brahman as the Upadana Karan, material cause. Before leaving yesterday, we had seen 3 reasons for Brahman being the Upadana Karan. What was the first reason? Reason number 1 was that God as Nimitta Karan is emphasized everywhere. Whether you do Vishnu Sahasranam, that is Nimitta Karan. Whether you do Havan, you are propounding God as a Nimitta Karan. So everywhere Upadana and Nimitta Karan is already told, so we have no problem in that. Uniqueness of Vedanta is in telling about the Upadana Karan. Second reason was that when you say that the God is only Nimitta Karan, moksha won't be possible. Because I told yesterday that if God is only creator, then there will be problem of time and space. There will be always duality between creator and created. If anybody gets moksha, So world will be different than him. Therefore, moksha will never be completeness. So experience of completeness won't be in the moksha. When experience of completeness is not there, then desire will remain. When desire will remain, then there will be always a possibility of rebirth. Desire is the one which takes you to the next birth. Doership and desire. The very first shloka of Sthit Pragya Lakshanam is Prajahati Yada Kaman, bolo, Sarvan Parth Manogatan, Atmannevatmana Tushta Sthit Pragyastadochyate. Leaving all the desires of the mind, one who revels in the self, by the self, he is called Sthit Pragya. Yadana. First, I think this is 55th or 54th verse of second chapter. Kathopanishad also says, Bindate hridayagante chidyante sarva samshaya kshiyante chas karmani tasmin drishte paravaya. And this is Mundak says. Kathopanishad says, Yada sarve kamas hridayashita. This word is used there. When desire is there, it means that the person is knowing the world as real and his doership as real. Then, kimichan kasya kamaya atmanam ched vijaniyadayam asmiti purusha. If you know the self, and world won't be there. When you have falsified something, there is no desire. But if the Ishwar is only nimitta karan, and supposing you attain that Ishwar, so something will be still different than you, which is a real. And you will be finite. When you will be finite, and world is reality, you will never have feeling of fulfillment and completeness. Because you are still a limited entity. If moksha is becoming only a limited entity, how can that be called moksha? Because still desires will be there and desires will force you for next birth. So if the Ishwar is the only nimitta karan, so moksha will not be possible. I hope this point is more clearer. And therefore those who, in the Sankhya, what is a moksha in Sankhya? You say Vivek. I wanted to hear the word Vivek. Prakriti Purush Vivek. Purush is different, Prakriti is different. But remember one thing, Prakriti is still real. And Purush is finite. And therefore these yogis, they don't want to get out of meditation. The moment they get out of meditation, they see the world which tempts, which can make them fall down. Vedanta does not prefer that. Vedanta does not prefer that you have to be in meditation. Meditation is a means. Meditation is not the goal. I will talk about it tonight, if time permits and God prompts. I had told many times that Samadhi is not the goal of Vedanta. It is a means. The meditation is not the goal of Vedanta. It is like to keep on taking medicine is not the goal of the doctor. A good doctor will try to get you rid of the medicines. But yoga, they are not happy that you are not meditating. Because when you meditate, at least you forget the world. But how can you meditate? And Bhagwan Krishna says in Gita, Sayogi sarvatha vartamanopi mai vartate. Even if doing everything is reveling in me only. Pashyan, Shranman, Sprashan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gatran, Shrapan, Swan, Palapan, Batradan. Even doing everything, he is focused on the self only. So if you say Nimitta Karan, Ishwar will give you some lok. It will give you heaven. It will give you hell. But the moksha will not be possible because your duality will remain. When duality will remain, always cause of fear will be there. This is the problem of duality. Fear means I will be extinct. He is different than me. Something is different than me. Something is limiting you. So moksha is not possible and fear is not possible and fearlessness is not possible. And third reason, I told you that Brahman is unique. Vedanta is unique in telling that Brahman is the Upadhan Karan. I hope these three things are only out of 9 darshan. Only Vedanta propounds that Brahman is the Upadhan Karan. Nyaya Vaisheshika Nimitta Karanavadi. Sankhya is Upadhan Karanavadi. But Sankhya is called Antarang Upadhan Karan. Antarang is Prakriti is the Upadhan Karan. Charvak are Bahirang Upadhan Karan. They say 4 bhutas have made the world. Baudh is Antarang Upadhan. They say Vigyan. Vritti has made the world. But nobody says that Chetan is the Upadhan Karan. I hope I'll now go ahead. Now let me go to the general analysis of the first sutra. You have to move also. Something should complete one day. This is a challenge. If you keep on explaining, you can't progress. So we have to keep some balance. So general analysis, this is sutra number 23 of this path and 129 of this whole Brahma Sutra. So here Vyas gives 2 arguments to prove that Brahman is Upadhan Karanam. What are the 2 arguments? Prakritischa pratigya drishtantanuparodhat. First argument is pratigya given by the Upanishads. Pratigya means what? Proposition. Proposition, not preposition. Proposition. Proposition means what? The statement. Proposition means what? Beginning statement, which requires elaboration. Beginning statement to prove which the further statements are there, that is called proposition. Like supposing you are talking, I say no, this work cannot be done. This is my statement. Now how it cannot be done, why it should not be done, then I'll prove it through my hetu, cause and drishtant. That is called a proposition. Like if somebody comes, I say, with the night, don't go out for walk alone. This is the statement of fact. Now I will give you cause, hetu and drishtant. You said, why should I now go out? I can go out. No, don't go out because it is not safe. Then I will give you the Drishtant means example. This has happened, that has happened, that has happened, that has happened. So this is called proposition, called Pratigya, Hetu, Drishtant, Nigman. That I am not going. Just keep these three in your mind. So what is the proposition in the Upanishads? Ek Vijnanena Sarvijnanam Bhavati. The knowledge, by knowledge of one, everything else is known. By knowledge of one, everything else is known. This is not possible, that by knowledge of one, everything else is known, unless one is the cause of all. If I know Mike, I won't know the door. If I know a book, I won't know the table. I don't know the sun. How? Well, if I know the book, therefore I know the sun. That is not possible. Ek Vijnanena, by knowledge of one, everything else is possible only when that one is the cause of all. Only if that one is the, actually that one is the upadana kara, not nimitta kara. If one is the material cause of lot of product, then only by knowing one material cause you will know all the effect. Because the effect is not different than the material cause. This is analysis going on. Proposition was that ek vijnanena sarvijnanam bhavati. Now we are analyzing that. If something is the efficient cause, then by knowing the efficient cause, everything won't be. By knowing the potter, you won't know all the pot. By knowing the carpenter, you won't know all the wooden work. The knowledge of the wood is not because I know the carpenter. Only when the cause is the material cause, then by knowing one, you will know everything. Therefore, I will have to now say what? That if by knowing one, everything else is known, that one should be upadan kara. This is the second point. So, ek upadan karana vijnanena anek karya vijnanam siddhyati sambhavat. ठीक है? I hope there is no difficulty. This is the second point. Third point. What is the third point? Third point is that one cause, before the world, only Atma or Brahman was there. Because cause should be before all effect. When world was not there, then what was there? So Upanishad itself says, when world was not there, Atma alone was there. Atma vaidam agre asit. Which Upanishad? Huh? Right? Ayatri. Good. So before the world, only Atma was there. And yato vai mani bhutani, which Upanishad? Taittri. From which all world has come. Tasmad vai tasmad atmana akasha sambhuta akashad vayu vayu ragni ragni rapag. This is from Taittri. Sadev samvidam agre astit, which Upanishad? Chandogya Upanishad is there. All simple questions are there. Don't be happy that I answered. All are simple questions. Difficult shall I ask? Difficult one I'll also ask. So that tells that Brahman alone can be the material cause of everything. So in other words, now I'll modify slightly. Brahma vijnanena sarvijnanam bhavati. By the knowledge of Brahma, all that is known. This statement is called pratigya. These statements are called pratigya. Now the question arises, which are the Upanishad in which it is said that by knowledge of one, everything happens? There are three Upanishads. First is in Mundak. Tasminnu bhagavo vigyate sarvamidam vigyatam bhavati. Famous Mundak Upanishad. This is 1.1.3 of Mundak Upanishad. 1.1.2 Mundak Upanishad. Second is Chandogya Upanishad. I'm just in Chandogya Upanishad. If you remember, Shvetketu comes from his studies and he didn't greet and offer namaskar to his respectable father Aruni. So Aruni was not angry. A wise person is not angry. He thinks how to treat this mistake. He is after treating the mistake, rather revenging on why I did not get this. His center is not why I did not get this. He is more after how this person can rectify his nature. That is called compassion. Compassion is when you jump out of your ahankar and try to treat the person. Then he asked this question. Who? Aruni. Yen ashrutam shrutam bhavati. I am searching where is it. Uttam adesham apraksh. Yen ashrutam shrutam bhavati, by which unheard has become heard. Amatam madam, what is not contemplated, it becomes contemplated. Avigyatam vigyatam. Have you known that? This was whose point? Aruni. This is 6.1.2. You can mark it. And Mundak is here, 435. From the bottom it is fifth line. Kasminno bhagavo vigyate sarvamidam vigyantam bhavati. These are our pratigya. And then comes Brihadaranyaka also. Brihadaranyaka, this you have heard. Atmana avare darshanena shravanena matya vigyanena sarvamidam idam sarvam vigyatam bhavati. Where is it? Can you tell that? You have already seen that in 2.4.5. The current. I was searching where is it here. So, all these three questions tell that Brahman alone is the material cause of the world. This is called pratigya. Pratigya means proposition. Correct. Fantastic. Wonderful, clear, very clear. Now what do you want to say? I want to say after that. In Gita it also comes. Tell me where in Gita it comes. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshyamya sheshatah yajñātvā neha bhūyonyat yātavyam avashishyate. 7th chapter, 2nd slok. Just read it. By hearting is difficult, but reading is there. Gauri is saying, don't ask me. Already I have put my head like this. If you put head, that means don't ask me the question. I am not reading it. This is the Gita. So 3 Upanishad about Pratigya, Mundak, Chandogya and Brihadaranyaka, and Bhagavad Gita 7.2. This is all the preposition. Second reason is there. We don't say that Maya is the material cause. Why? Because if Maya is the material cause, then Maya Vijnanena Sarvam Vijnanam Jnatam Bhati. By knowing Maya, you will know everything. Because by knowing material cause, you know all the effect. And Maya, you are constantly knowing it, so we should have known everything. So knowledge cannot be called self-knowledge. It will be called Maya knowledge. I'm going for Maya knowledge. And people have this funny doubt. What is Maya? I want to know Maya. This funny doubt is there. They don't know that something which is inexplicable cannot be explained. You can explain something which is existing. Which is not existing, it is something like that. I want to know about the snake on the rope. Why the snake on the rope is seen? Everybody, snake on the rope is seen because of darkness. No, what is darkness? Not darkness, it is a half darkness. But what is darkness? The absence of light. Why absence of light is there? When was the first birth? Why I did this mistake? Because it is your habit. Why it is my habit? Because of ignorance. Why of ignorance? Then there is no answer. There is no answer. Not that there is no question is true and answer is not there. Because you are supposing that there is something called ignorance, and therefore you are trying to sort it out. Okay. So Maya, don't inquire about Maya. Don't try to put your mind into the Maya. Maya will never be the object of your knowledge. And intellect itself is a product of Maya. So that also cannot know the Maya. Chalo bhai. So you will see sometimes else. Vedyas Bhagwan, one is Pratigya. Second, you see Drishtant. Drishtant means example. Example. For proving what? For proving Upadan Karan is Brahman. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. So Mundak, you heard there were 3 examples given. How the Mundak goes? That Kasminnu Bhagavo Vigyate Sarvamidam Vigyatam Bhavati Dve Vidye Veditavye Parachaiva Paracha Tatra Apara Rigvedo Yajurveda Samvedo Atharvas Siksha Kalpo Vyakaram Chando Viruktam Jyotisham Iti Atha Para Eya Tadaksharam Gamyate Yadhuranabi Srujate Grannadesa Yatha Prithivyam Oshadaya Sambhavandi यथा सदा पुरुषात् केशलो मानी दत्ताक्षरात् संभवति विश्वम तपसा चीयते ब्रह्म दत्तोन्नम अभिजायते अन्नात् प्राणा मनो सत्यम लोका कर्म सुचामृतम यह सर्वज्ञ सर्वतयस्य ज्ञानमयं तपः तस्मादेतद् ब्रह्म नाम रूपम अन्नम जजायते. So if you remember, what do you remember? That 3 examples were there. Which one? Earth. हाँ, ये थोड़ा. Second is earth. हाँ, third is head, body and hair. Body and hair. 3 examples has 3 different shades. I am not going into the detail. But they are all to prove the Upadan Karan. Spider, material cause of web. Earth, material cause of plant. Body is the material cause of the hair. These 3 examples are given in Mundak. You remember that. In Chandogya, what examples are given? I will take you to page number 435. What is 435? See. Yatha somme kenamrit pindena. Third line. Sarvam mrinmayam vigyatam sat syat. By knowing the mud, all the modifications of mud are known. Then he says, Yatha ekena loha manina. Loha manina means gold. Sarvam lohamayam vigyatam syat. If you know the gold, you will know the ornament. Then it was said, Yatha ekena naka nikrantanena. Means, naka nikrantanena means nail cutter. Nail cutter. All the iron are learned. That means they were good at pedicure and manicure also. He was sochna कि they were bhondu and doing nothing. They were very, very smart. Their dressing sense was very developed. Their dressing sense, pedicure and manicure, no? The feet one is pedicure and hand one is manicure. So they were quite advanced. If you see the dresses in Ramayana, very sophisticated dresses are there. India was very developed in dressing senses, in eating senses. Eating was very much developed. The recipes were very much developed. If you see the sweet meats, it is very, very elaborate. If you go to a sweet meat shop in India, you will be surprised to see the varieties which are there and the rush which is there. In my childhood, I used to go to my Naniji's house, and there one gulab jamun was there. This big gulab jamun. This is big gulab jamun. And used to serve in a leaf cup, leaf plate, like this, and that along with the wooden spoon. Imagine that, and that too also hot. I don't want to tempt, but I'm telling you, so much development was there. Of one dal, Aurangzeb, father was Shah Jahan, so he put him into arrest. And he said one cook he gave. He said only one dish you can take. He said, okay, dal I will take. So this cook with dal, he prepared 52 kinds of recipes. Roti of dal, rice of dal. He was killed because he was preparing so much delicious dal. My point is that you must have seen there, if you go to India, so these culture of dressing, culture of eating, culture of aesthetic, world is, that means people they are not developed, very much developed. In material sciences, very much developed. Therefore, this example of pedicure, by knowing one iron, you know all iron. So these are three examples given in Chandogya Upanishad. And already you are three examples you saw in Brihadaranyaka. Fire and smoke example, then drum example, ocean example, telling the sthiti karan, jagat karan, srishti karan, sthiti karan and lay karanam. So Brahman is the srishti sthiti lay karanam. Remember, these are drishtant, these are examples. If it was only material cause, it is a srishti karan, not sthiti karan. Potter created the pot, but pot is not existing in the potter. Pot is now sold in the market. But mud is sustaining the pot. Mud cannot be separated from the pot. And after you break the pot, it will go back not to the potter, it will go back to the mud only. So this is the general analysis of the first sutra. I hope it is very clear to you. I'll go to the word analysis. Word analysis. First, general running meaning, let me see. Prakriti cha. Here, Prakriti cha means Brahman is to be known as material cause. So, to be known is to be known as material cause also. Also is for cha. So, Brahman is to be known as material cause is in bracket. Brahman, here Prakriti doesn't mean Sankhya Prakriti. Don't get confused. Here Prakriti word is for Brahman. Only how did you say that? See the Bhashya of 434 page, second paragraph. Prakriti cha upadan karanam cha brahma abhyupagantavyam nimitta karanam cha. Brahman should be known as upadan karan and nimitta karan. So here Prakriti, when I was reading first time, I said, why the Prakriti word has been used here? Why should they use the word Prakriti? Later on it got clarity. Why Prakriti was used here? And the Prakriti word means Prakarshan Kriti Yogyatvat. Anyway, I'll come to it, wait. But this is a general meaning, running meaning. And second word is Pratigyan Drishtant Anuparodhat. Anuparodhat means in accordance with, because it is in accordance with. Pratigya means proposition and Drishtant means illustration. Both we have seen. He gave three Upanishads, how they were having the proposition, and three Upanishads we saw Drishtant. Three example in Mundak, three in Chandogya, and three in Brihadaranyaka. So total 9 examples we saw. Since it is in accordance with the proposition and illustration. Okay? So this is the running meaning. Now if I want to know the word meaning, let us see word meaning. Prakriti, why Prakriti is called Brahman, material cause? प्रकर्षण प्रति योग्यत्वात् प्रकृति. That which is available for shaping into various product, that is called prakriti. Kriti means shaping. That which is available for, it is pliable. Like mud will be called prakriti because from mud you can make many things. Gold is called prakriti because you can make earring, girdle, nose ring, bracelet, necklace, hundreds of shapes you can give. So anything which can be pliable, it can be shaped, that is called prakriti. So from that meaning, the Brahman word, prakriti has a meaning of material cause as Brahman here. Right? Cha means also. So Brahman is material cause also. Why also? Why also? Because already it is an efficient cause. But therefore this is also. Supposing somebody says, I have son also. That means he has a daughter. Then he is using such expression. He has a daughter. Then he is using the I have a son also. So prakriti hi cha. See how much they are committed to each letter also. Second word is pratigya drishtant anuparodhar. Pratigya I already defined. Proposition, beginning statement to prove which all other statements, further statements are there in any nation. We have seen in Mundak, Brahadaranyaka and Chandogya. Mundak is 1.1.3, Brahadaranyaka is 2.4.5 and Chandogya is 6.1.3. This is Pratigya. And Drishtant is the illustration. You have heard this Drishtant. Mundak is 1.1.7. 3 example. Chandogya is 6.1.4, 6.1.5 and 6.1.6. And Brahadaranyaka is 2.4.10, 2.4.7, 2.4.11. 3 example. The smoke fire, the drum and the ocean example. In Mundak, the spider example, earth example and the man example. And the Chandogya, the example of the mud, example of the gold, example of the iron. So in total 9 examples are there to prove that Brahman is material cause. Very good. Then last is anuparodha. Uparodha means violation or contradiction. So anuparodha means no contradiction and no violation is there. In harmony, accordance. So acceptance of Brahman as material cause is in harmony with pratigya and drishtanta. This is the meaning of the sutra. Because of non-violation and non-contradiction of proposition and example, Brahman is the material cause. Pratigya cha drishtantam cha pratigya drishtanto tayoho anuparodha. So acceptance, violation of pratigya. I hope it is clear. Bas, we complete this sutra here. We'll see next sutra tomorrow if the God wills. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.